Hello and welcome to another Dotatwocast commentary. I'm WSLK, and today I'm going to be bringing you a first-person VOD of myself playing Shadowfiend. So in this game, on the Radiant team, which is my team, we have a Huskar, a Pudge, and a Shadowfiend. It looks like we still have two heroes picking, but it's going to be Sniper and Omni Knight, if I remember correctly. Oh, actually, Sniper and Tidehunter. On the Dire team, we have a Night Stalker, Lina, Viper, Juggernaut, and Nature's Prophet. Of course, as you should be doing with Shadowfiend, I'm going middle solo, and because I randomed, I have the extra gold to afford a Wraith Band early, so I'm going to have quite a bit of extra last hitting damage. So hopefully I'm going to be able to capitalize on that early last hit advantage that I'm going to have in the lane, so I can accumulate some souls and basically just kind of turn it into a steamrolling position for myself. As you can see, I just got the first creep and deny, and hopefully I'll be able to continue in this manner for a little bit. I am laning against a Viper, and it looks like Viper randomed as well, and he is going to have random gold for boots starting out. That is an interesting item to get first for Viper when you're going middle. It would be more acceptable if he was going long lane, where you would have a lot more chasing space. But because there's so little space for maneuverability around middle, I don't really like his choice to pick up Boots of Speed, and I think he would have been much better suited if he had grabbed a Wraith Band of his own, or some other item to increase his last hitting, so he could contend a little bit better with me at the start. Because, if you noticed, Shadowfiend has really low base damage, and I actually had more base damage than him at level 1 with no souls, because of that Wraith Band and 3 branches, when he only had boots. Wraith Band, of course, gives 9 damage, the 6 agility, and 3 bonus damage. So, I am probably just going to be last hitting creeps early on right now. Throwing out a little bit of harass on this Viper. I do have pretty much complete lane dominance right now, because I have fully maxed my souls for right now. I have 8, so I have the max level 1 souls. So I'm hitting for 68 damage, almost 70 damage at level 1. We're only 2 minutes into the game, so I definitely have a really strong last hit advantage as well as harass advantage against this Viper. Especially because that Huskar, who had been bottom, went to roam top right there, and I got a little bit of an extra advantage when he harassed the Viper back just then. So I'm going to continue picking up these creeps. We're only 2 minutes in, and let me just take a look at this. I already have 11 creeps, so I'm doing pretty well at Shadowfiend for right now. But it looks like the Viper has picked up an illusion rune, so that's going to allow him to probably get back in terms of last hits. I'm going to want to try and raise those illusions as quickly as I can, so that he doesn't have that advantage for much longer. So yeah, I'm going to throw out a raise right there. Probably throw out another one on this next wave. Shadowfiend's raises are pretty much what make or break any Shadowfiend player. If you're not really familiar with the hero, he has a skill called Shadow Raise, which gives him 3 sub-skills, which will cast the same 300 damage nuke at different ranges. So you really just need to be aware of when you should raise and when you should not raise. I think I display some good raise canceling in this game as well. Raise canceling is something else that's really important. You actually have about half a second after you cast raise before the skill is actually launched, where you can cancel your raise if you can tell that you're going to miss the raise. See, as you can see right there, I used my X raise, or I guess W raise, because most people have their raises hotkeyed to QWE in Dota 2, and I saw that he had moved back, and instead of letting the raise go and just missing it, I pressed S to cancel the raise. So I'm just going to be continuing to net last hits right here. I did pick up my bottle fairly early, so I'm going to try and take advantage of that and possibly go for a kill here. I'd imagine. I am level 5, so I can deal some serious damage if I land a 3 raise combination. The only problem is that Viper does have those boots, so it's going to be really difficult for me to get in anywhere close to him. But it looks like I am going to get 2 raises on him right here. And I'm actually going to luckily land all of my hits up that hill and be able to take him out. As you can see, I do choose to potion up and use my bottle charges. I do see that these 2 heroes are coming to gank me, I did try and get that rune, but it looks like I am going to turn around, land 2 raises on this Furion, take him out for a double kill, fire off my far range raise, and get a triple kill on this Lina, but I am going to die myself. If I had actually forgone trying to get that rune and just immediately hit Furion, I would have been able to live, but I thought I might be able to pick it up with my bottle through that tree edge, but unfortunately I wasn't, which was really bad. That was some pretty good honest toes thinking by the Furion to actually attack the rune, because he knew he wouldn't be able to walk up and reach it in time. So that definitely helped him out right there, because if I had picked up the rune, I would have chosen to continue walking and tried to bottle up instead of standing and fighting right there. So I have netted 3 kills right now, and I'm level 7, and it looks like this Viper is only level 5 in the lane, I think. Yeah, level 5. So I have a monstrous advantage right now, so I'm going to try and use that to the best potential by netting as many creeps as I can with raises. If you aren't aware of this, you can actually net an entire wave of creeps by using 2 raises, because all of the lane creeps have under 600 health, up until about 40 minutes in the game when they break that and get 610. But it's really useful for allowing you to quickly clear the lanes and be able to go and get runes, especially when you don't have wards. It gives you a lot of time to go and grab runes, where the opponent's kind of forced to sit next to their tower. As you can see, Viper has to defend right now and basically give up this rune to me, because he doesn't want to miss out on experience in his lane. So I am probably going to be getting Tread's Nest next. I do have my Wraithband, Boots, Magic Wand, and a bottle. As you can see, I actually chose to pick up a Teleport Scroll because I am laning against a Viper, and I figured a TP would be very useful because he does have no disruption abilities, so if he does use his ultimate on me and catch me out in a position where I'm vulnerable, I can actually teleport immediately and escape without a problem. That, and the fact that their other main ganker for right now is that Furion, who doesn't have a stun skill as well, with their Night Stalker being in a dual lane, so I don't think he's going to be ganking for a little bit of time. Yeah, and it looks like I am going to get hit by a Viper ultimate. I was thinking about TPing there, but it looked like Lina came in as well and threw out an ultimate on me, and I am going to go down right there. Kind of unfortunate for me, losing out on that early lead that I had gotten over Viper because of that gank. I'm probably going to be grabbing a Belt of Strength before I return to the lane, and just going to use that TP and probably pick up another one. Just checking out the other lanes. It looks like the Dire does have a 5-3 advantage right now. Good ganking coming after this Lina and Furion. Kind of subpar warding from my team, but I queued with these guys, and some of them were kind of messing around in the game, especially Demise. Oh, Hector. So I've returned to the lane right now. It looks like Pudge is going to be ghosting up right here, and he's going to try and get a hook on this Viper. I am going to nuke down all these creeps, pick up some gold, and after this catapult, I would imagine that I would have enough to finish up my tread, so I'll probably be sending that to myself on the courier. Looks like my bottled regeneration did pop right there because it was 2 minutes from when I picked it up. And I think I should, yep, I'm going to dual raise these creeps right here. And you see how fast you can clear the wave. And that's also great. It's really easy for Shadowfiend to pick up an early tower kill because of dual raising. As you can see, I'm going to get pretty much half of the tower's health with that. With relative ease, because Shadowfiend has enormous base damage as well from getting souls early in the game. I'm hitting at almost 120 damage right now, which is kind of ridiculous for 8 minutes into the game. And that was kind of bad by me. Looks like I missed that one melee creep. So Pudge is going to be spotted by that Lina, and he's going to throw a hook, and it's going to miss up into the fog right there. Kind of unfortunate. Would have been a nice pickup, but alas, you can't always get everything. And I should be sending myself treads right now. I do have 900 gold. So, something that I'm really bad about is sending myself items as soon as I get them. As soon as I get the gold for them. I just kind of get into a groove when I start farming, and kind of forget how much gold I actually have. And it looked like they did have 3 mid right there, but Night Stalker's gonna be leaving the lane, I think, because we do have Pudge up on that ledge right there, so I'm pretty much safe from any gank attempts.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Something that's really important with Shadowfiend is tread cycling. If you notice right there, I actually cycled between my power treads, putting them on agility when I activated my bottle, so I could get the most out of the bottle charges. Because bottle regenerates a flat amount of health and mana, and treads, the health that you gain from swapping treads is percentage based. So if I have 70% of my health at 40 strength, and I swap to strength power treads, then I have 48 strength, and I still have 48% of my health at that. So your bottle charges are actually worth less if your treads are on strength or intelligence. So it actually gives you about 20 extra health and 20 extra mana if you're on agility treads and you bottle up and then you switch back to strength treads. It's something really finessey that doesn't really seem like it would do that much, but it actually helps quite a bit in the game. It's something that just kind of becomes force of habit if you get used to doing it. I'm not saying you should try and get down that ability before you're really good with normal game mechanics. I'm just saying that if you're confident with your last hitting ability, confident with map awareness and ganking and stuff, that's always another cool little thing that you can do to give yourself another little edge on top of that. Because you always want to work on basic game mechanics before you start trying to do finessey stuff. Like, being good at last hitting is infinitely better than having a little bit of extra finesse. The player with better mechanics is always going to beat the player with more finesse. It's only when you get into the pro level playing where everyone has a mastery of the mechanics of the game, and then it's the finesse that's everything that matters. Looks like we finally have some wards up, and I am going to be jungling right now. Shadowfiend's an exceptional jungler. You want to make sure that you stack creeps if you can. It's actually 50 seconds and I didn't stack creeps. I'm actually going bottom right here. I'm going to farm up these creeps, it looks like. Probably going to dual raise this wave. Or not. I am mistaken, it appears. So my team off to a bit of a bad start right now. 10-5 lead by the Dire. But if we look at the gold right here, it's not that much of a gold lead that the Dire has. Just about 3k gold. Looking at the creep stats right now, I'm doing pretty well for 12 minutes. I have 83 creeps. That's definitely where you want to be at with a Shadowfiend. 60 in your first 10 minutes is great with Shadowfiend. Shadowfiend, of course, if you don't get the early farm, he's always a hero who can come back and get tons of farm no matter what, as long as you're just focused on farming for, 5-10 minutes in the game. If you just really put your nose down and farm like crazy, you can pull yourself back into it. Good hook by Pudge right there, but it looks like he is going to get comboed down by Night Stalker and Juggernaut. I'm going to throw out an ultimate and throw out a raise combo right here. It's going to kill this Juggernaut. Looks like Night Stalker is going to be able to escape because that's move speed. And it's going to be a 1-for-2 exchange right there. Of course, that wasn't the most stellar of ultimates. I thought they were going to continue on me right there. I didn't think that Tide's teleport would go through that quickly, and that's why they chose to back off right there. If they'd been in a little bit closer, I probably would have gotten both of those kills instead of just one. And it looks like Night Stalker overextending right there is going to allow us to pick up another kill. And as you can see, I've accumulated quite a bit of gold right now. I'm at 2,700. And it's about this point in the game where I have this downtime right now, where I like to think about what item I'm going to get in the game. Because you shouldn't always have the mindset that I'm always going to get BKB first, or I'm always going to get Blank first, or I'm always going to get Lothars first. I even was talking to my team in chat this game, and I was saying, what item do you guys think I should get first? And I decided that Lothars would be the best item to get right now. Mainly because the team only really has one disable, one stun in Lena's Light Strike array. And because it's so early in the game, we're only 15 minutes in the game, we're not really going to be looking to have any 5-on-5 team clashes because we have the hard carry and sniper and we have a good turtler with Tide. So we're just going to be looking to continue farming a little bit. So I think Lothars would be a much stronger item at this point because it would give me the extra damage, extra mobility, and the ability to net myself a quick kill on any of these heroes, because BKB is, of course, the better item in general. But situationally here, I believe that Lothar's Edge, because it's so early in the game, can be utilized pretty well to create kind of a snowballing effect. As you can see, that was kind of a cutesy turnaround dodge right there by me. And Tide going to be flanking, and it looks like I am going to catch up to this Lena right there because I do have power treads and she does not. It's like Viper going to be throwing out his ultimate right there. I am going to catch up and be able to throw out one last auto attack, and I'm going to take him down right there. Double kill for myself. I do have 3.8k, so at this point I could afford either the BKB or the Lothar's Edge, but I do chose to get a Lothar's Edge right here, I think. It's like Huskar and myself are going to be pounding down on this tower, taking out about half of its health. And I ain't going to be running away from this Night Stalker. Looks like because it is day, he's not quite going to get in range to throw out a Void or anything. Luckily for myself. Because I think if he had gotten a Void out, they would have been able to catch up to me and take me out right there. Yeah, I'm going to be picking up the Shadow Blade right there. Excuse me if I had been referring to it as Lothar's. For those of you who didn't play Dota 1 very much, Shadow Blade is Lothar's Edge in Dota 1. They did a few name changes in items. I think it had to do with items that were actually in the Warcraft 3 scenario. So, like, Kelon's Dagger just became Blink Dagger. Stuff like that. They had to change Buriza to Dauntless. And then they took out, of course, other producers' names in the game. So Ginsu's Scythe of Vis just became Scythe of Vis. So we have reached a point of time in the game where I am just kind of going to continue farming right now. I do have the Lothar's Edge, so I have 180 damage right now. So I kind of reached a point where I can pretty much farm freely because it would require at least 3 of them to gank me, and because I can see 2 or 3 of them in the lane at pretty much all times right now, I know I'm safe to just jungle or do whatever. It looks like I am going to be stacking these creeps. Going to throw out a raise right there so I can actually try and stack both camps, but it looks like Huskar is going to snatch that from me, and Furion was actually standing right behind the pull spot right there. If you guys noticed on the mini-map, or actually that was Tidehunter who was standing behind it, and actually blocked the creep spawn right there, the stack. And I am going to be grabbing this regen and get a Lothar's right away to get away from them, because I do see their whole team right there. So I am probably going to be popping this regeneration rune after I take out this neutral camp. Yep. And because I saw so many of them, I'm anticipating them to push middle right now, but I'm not sure if they're going to go through and do it. They're probably going to be backing out right here, I think. Yep. So my gold's beginning to get high again. I have 1.5 thousand. Some people think it's really bad to let your gold stockpile up like that because you do lose a bit more when you die, and it's always better to have like components of items like the Ogre X from the BKB. But at this point in the game where it's so early still, the the gold I would lose from that, and because I have so much gold stockpiled, I actually like to just kind of buy back, especially because it's not really a competitive game. It's more of a lighthearted game with my friends, and I'm just kind of playing. I like to just buy back, and I can usually pick up as much gold as I actually lost in the time that I gained from buying back, whereas I would have been dead. And I basically just come up ahead the experience. I'd anticipate I'm probably going to be selling my bottle really soon. I actually don't even know if I decide to get a BKB this game, because BKB honestly is kind of useless this game, because Viper's ultimate, he is able to cast that through BKB and slow me. The only thing I'm really going to be preventing is, Night Stalker's Void and Lena's Light Strike Array. Juggernaut's ultimate, of course, going through BKB. So I actually would probably think that Manta would be a better item for me right now, because it does give some pretty good offensive and defensive capabilities with the good agility stats it gives, the good movement speed, as well as I can actually dispel Night Stalker's silence with the mirror image ability that comes on Manta. So I'm going to be going on this tower right here. I think I'm probably going to stick around and try and take it out. They do throw a fortifier right there, so I'm going to choose to take that time to double raise the creeps, get them out of the way. So it's really hard for teams like that to defend once you raise all their creeps away, especially when your damage dealers are ranged, because there's a lot of space between them and me now where I'm hitting the tower. We are going to throw out a gush onto the Viper right there. I am going to ultimate. Tide's going to ult as well. I did pop that haste rune, and it looks like I'm barely going to escape the spin of Juggernaut. I think I am going to be abandoning my team right here. There's pretty much nothing else I can do at this point. Yeah, I'm going to be teleporting top, snatching up that farm. It's now just over 20 minutes in the game, and if we look at the creep scores, I have 141 creeps, it looks like. So I'm doing pretty good in the creep score department, so my gold getting pretty high, almost 4,000 now, which is where you like to be at with Shadowfiend. Shadowfiend, of course, being able to farm incredible amounts in a very short time. If I actually look at my gold per minute now, yeah, I'm almost at 500 gold per minute, and I would imagine that I'm probably going to be trying to snatch this tower top. I do see there's 2 middle, and it looks like I can see 1 from the wards right there, but 2 missing still, so I'm worried that I ain't going to choose to back out. So you can see I did Lothar's Edge right there to back off, because they do have a Fury on. I was a little bit afraid that he was going to teleport and try and pick me off right there. Actually, surprisingly enough, I did get a BKB. I'm surprised at that decision by me. I guess BKB never hurt anyone. In hindsight, looking at this game, I think a Manta style first would have been a much better decision by me. But hey. As long as I activate my BKB after Viper's ulted me, I should be able to dispel it and be fine. It's just more of a threat if you use BKB preemptively and then Viper ults you afterwards. BKB is kind of wasted. Viper going to be throwing out an ultimate on this Huskar up here. He's not really going to be able to pursue. He doesn't have any teammates. And looks like I'm just going to eat this farm because I can. God, Furion's ultimate is a serious pain in the butt when you're playing a game. Just the every 60 seconds losing 300 health for no reason can be kind of a pain in the ass and make you go back to the fountain every once in a while when you didn't necessarily want to miss out on some farm time. And as you can see right there, even I can perform really newbie shadow raises. That was pretty bad. I'm pretty sure I just missed every stationary target with 2 raises. But luckily, I'm able to redeem myself and hit the next wave of stationary targets. So it looks like they are pushing mid, and seeing this, we're going to choose to go on this top tower because we do have quite a bit more damage than them, and Sniper's pretty strong defensively with his huge range as well as shrapnel. So we should be able to take out this tower long before they can kill ours. So that's a trade we're happy to make up top. I would imagine that I am now going to try and snatch some of their neutral creeps, or actually looks like they've already been farmed. So we do have 2 lanes pushed, so I'm probably going to be going to one of those lanes and attempting to farm. But it looks like there's a few dire heroes on our side of the map. We might be trying to go on them. Of course, we don't have vision of them right now. Huskar choosing to go on some neutral creeps right here. Looks like I'm deciding to back off and go kill some neutrals of my own. The dire appears to have actually spotted our heroes right here, right when I left. And Huskar going to be picking up a Viper kill right there. However, it looks like Huskar is going to be going down to this Night Stalker. And I am going to take him out with a nice raise right there. And it looks like Lena's going to be going down as well. Good hook by Pudge around that corner. Catching that Lena, even though she was dead anyways to me. I'm a little bit spiteful of that because I wanted the 200 gold and I didn't want Pudge to have it. Gold goes further on Shadowfiend. So why are you taking my gold, Pudge? Why are you taking my gold? And it looks like I'm posting up right here so I can double raise this wave and take this bottom tower. Yep. Just snatch all those creeps. It looks like there was a straggler creep for whatever reason. I have no idea what could have caused that one melee creep to be 15 seconds behind the rest of his wave. He had to stop and tie his shoe. Juggernaut going to be teleporting in right here to defend the tower. I ain't going to stand and whack him, but it looks like I'm going to have to back up with that TP in. And right now, I just kind of make an on-the-fly purchase. Going to sell my bottle because it's kind of outlived its usefulness. And I'm actually going to buy a Helm of the Dominator. Now, I want to talk about this decision to grab a Helm of the Dominator right there for a few seconds. Because I think it's something that kind of is a prime example of situational purchase and how it's good. So I was at half health. I had 2,000 gold. I wanted to continue farming. I didn't want to go back to base. I knew if I took another ult from Furion, I wouldn't be able to be aggressive. And being aggressive is what I want to do right now because I feel like I am definitely ahead in terms of farm and stuff. So I'm walking by the secret shop, and how can I remedy my low health and stuff? Well, I can just get lifesteal as my orb effect. I can forego getting a Deso or something like that and just pick up lifesteal right now. Even though lifesteal might not have been the best item, maybe I could have bought a Yasha instead right there, but that would have forced me to go back to base, and I wouldn't have picked up that tower quite so quickly. And look, I'm already back up to 1,500 gold. So Helm of the Dominator was kind of an item that when purchased right there, it served the purposes of augmenting my farm and preventing me from having to walk all the way back to base. So I'm going to throw out my ultimate right there. Going to take out this Juggernaut pretty much instantly. Looks like Night Stalker going to be running away through the forest. I am going to get stunned, Viper ulted, Laguna bladed in the face, and I am going to die, unfortunately, for myself. It looks like Tide's gonna die too, and I do choose to buy back because I have the gold. So once I had died, I had 1,200 gold, and I bought back and I went to 400 gold. So let's see how much gold I can get in the next 30 seconds, which is what it would have been if I was dead. So I would be dead for another 30 seconds. So when it gets to 28:45 is when I would have been alive. So let's see how close I can get to the original gold.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Well, it looks like I lost a total of 100 gold from buying back, but I was able to gain, quite a bit of experience. I'm going to be pulling, trying to do a cute double pull right there, but it looks like I'm only going to get the single pull on the centaurs because I did not pull those Ursas far enough out. So yeah, that's another cute thing you can do with Shadowfiend, or any hero that has a ranged nuke like Vengeful Spirit. You can use her Howl of Terror. You can pull one creep camp at 50 seconds and then use your ranged nuke on another creep camp and pull that one as well, so you can stack 2 camps at once, which is quite nice when it comes to farming. I mean, a stacked camp's worth like 300 gold, which is pretty much as a hero. Just to highlight a lot of people overlook the importance of actually just like farming creeps and how like important it is in the game to always have your mechanics down and be farming creeps. A hero's worth 250 gold. That is one wave of creeps. 250 gold. So, if you think that you can get 2 waves of creeps instead of like a hero kill, like, I'd pretty much always take the 2 waves of creeps, unless it was like a really high level game, and you know, like, you take into account like stunting the other hero's progression. Like, if it was another carry hero that you were going after, yeah, I'd trade that for 2 waves. But if I'm just like chasing a support across the map, sometimes it's better to just move back to your lane and keep farming creeps. You'll get more gold that way, especially if you're a hard carry. Looks like I'm going to be buying a Yasha right there. You know, at first I was doubting my pickup BKB, but now I think about it, you know, Lena does have Laguna Blade, and there's a few nukes on their team, and they're always going to be hitting me with them unless I do BKB, so I guess it's not a half bad idea to pick up BKB in this game. They, of course, don't have like a really competitive hero lineup, having, you know, 3 heroes that don't have any magic damage, really, besides Furion's ultimate. You know, Viper, Juggernaut, and Furion, they're pretty much just like right-click heroes. And then, I mean, Night Stalker has Void, but really their only magic damage coming out from Lena. So it looks like we are probably going to be doing Roshan right now. Do have that Mask of Death, so that's just another perk of ours that we're going to be able to do. As you can see, we did place that ward up next to their base tower, so we do see that they're still there, so we can safely Roshan without being afraid of them coming and killing us. So that was a good pickup, and I let Huskar grab the Aegis because I do have full items, and I don't know, I just didn't want it. I'm stubborn, I like my magic wand. And you may be calling me a noob right now because I don't have a teleport scroll, but you know, I am just straight up a noob. I should have sold my magic wand for a teleport scroll, but whatever. Looks like we are going to be going in on their base right now. Gonna take out that tower right there, kind of just ignoring the heroes. Tide gonna throw out his ultimate, gonna be trying to take out this Night Stalker. He is gonna go down. And I do activate BKB right there to dispel that Viper ultimate, and it looks like we're going to be taking out these barracks and backing off. Night Stalker did buy back right there, and it looks like they are going to be going onto this Huskar. I am going to be going in, killing a neutral creep camp, and ignoring my Huskar, like the annoying little person I am. But I do see that Huskar is low health and has died right there, and he does have the Aegis, so I am going to go back in with my Lothar's Edge. He does get hooked right there, and this is a perfect setup for an ultimate right there. Going to get off a great ultimate, it looks like. Throw out a nice raise, going to be able to pick up that Night Stalker as well as the Juggernaut. Going to try and chase down this Viper right here for a triple kill, it looks like. I do catch up to him with my Yasha. So that was a pretty nice triple kill right there. And Furion's low health right there. Gonna be trying to chase him down. He does activate Lothar's Edge, but I Lothar's as well. I have no vision of him right here. But I just figured he'd probably be going back to base, so why not throw out 2 raises right there in that direction? And look at that. Ultra kill after him being invis for like 5 seconds. Jesus, that was pretty sick. Huh. Yeah. At that point in the game, I was like, holy shit. So, it never hurts to throw out skill shots if someone's invis, especially if it's this late in the game where like the mana doesn't matter or anything like that. And I thought I might be able to get a rampage right there, but the timer did go out. It had been 15 seconds since that Furion kill, so no rampage for me. What a downer. So that was definitely a really good team fight for us. Sniper's pretty much been non-existent in our team fights or anything like that. He's 0-0 and 2. Derp and Demise were having a little bit of a fight earlier on in the game because Demise picked up a Quelling Blade and some Gauntlets of Strength, was taking his creeps in lane. So he said he was just going to AFK farm the rest of the game. We're 35 minutes in and it looks like I'm just about to hit the 250 creep mark, which is definitely great for Shadowfiend. Shadowfiend is one of those heroes that can get well beyond the 50 creep kills per 10 minutes. I'm pretty much at the 75-ish mark right now, actually. Actually, it's like 69 mark, 68, something like that. And I am going to be buying a butterfly, it looks like right here. Picked up the Eagle Horn. Gonna throw out the BKB right there. Unfortunately, Viper ulted afterwards, so I did get the debuff on myself. Gonna be trying to kill this Furion, but I don't think I'm gonna be getting off any more miracle raises anytime. Looks like Furion is gonna tree me right there. Looks like they're taking advantage of the fact that they have 600 range and Shadowfiend only has 500 range. So they actually killed me with that sprout right there because I wasn't able to whack them down and lifesteal and keep myself alive right there. So that was definitely a good play by Furion right there, but of course it's too little too late. We take out their bottom racks right there. The game's pretty much over for them. Gonna have Huskar jumping onto this Furion, but Furion got a Lothar's Edge away. As far as my item choices go, I think at this point in the game, I probably would have been wise for me to swap out my treads for Boots of Travel, or even a little bit earlier. I had so much gold, and I wasn't holding on to a teleport after 20 minutes into the game because I had 6 other solid items. Like, once you get to the point in time when you have 6 good items, it's okay to swap out your treads for travels, no problem. Especially if you think you have a big enough lead, because usually travels will boost your gold by as much as you lost from selling your treads and buying it. So, no harm, no foul. And the mobility is especially great, especially because if you have wards and you see that they're coming to gank you when you're farming one lane, you can just teleport to the other lane and keep on farming. And they essentially waste like 30 seconds chasing you, going on a wild goose chase. And you're just farming. Farming. And I'm going to be returning to the top lane to get some souls probably, or maybe going mid. I guess we'll find out. Good hook from Pudge right there, catching Huskar, but it looks like Huskar's going to run right back in and kill himself for no reason. What a boss. Pudge now running away with pretty low health. Don't know if he's gonna die because I have more important things to do, like kill these gnolls that have their dirty poison attack. Gonna Lothar's Edge and dodge that poison attack right there. And I think it's about the time in the game when 2 raises can't quite kill creeps anymore. But I mean, not like it particularly matters at this point. I've farmed so much. I'm just gonna throw out the auto attacks, take out that Juggernaut, it looks like this Viper gonna pick up a lucky haste rune, allowing him to escape. That was kind of uncool right there. But I do have enough gold to finish up my butterfly right now. The butterfly is pretty much gonna seal the deal on this game. Just the improvement from having an eagle horn to a butterfly is tremendous. Like, you attack like 60%. Okay, butterfly is like 30% attack speed, 30 agility, 30 evasion, 30 damage. Which is ridiculous compared to the 25 agility of an eagle horn. Like, you get so much from buying the other components. It's actually like a ridiculous improvement. And you know, the evasion never hurts either. I don't think I actually mentioned the evasion. No, I didn't. Yeah, that's 4 30% for you. And it looks like my team's just going to be kind of moving into position right here. Kind of waiting for when we're going to go on them. Looks like I ain't going to go on this Lena right here. She is going to get away. But it's not like it particularly matters. I'm going to throw out my BKB, auto attack down this Furion. Getting to continue auto attacking on this Night Stalker. Notice how I didn't panic in the fight. Like, I could have potentially died or been close to it if I had started running away when Juggernaut had ulted me right there. But instead, I just continued to stand in place and keep on whacking the Night Stalker so I would continue regenerating health from the lifesteal. So you kind of just, I don't know, you'll get a knack for what you need to do in team fights after more playing. As far as this game went, I think I did an okay job as Shadowfiend. The next game I'll probably upload a loss of myself because, you know, nobody likes someone who only uploads wins of themselves. And anyways, I feel like I learn a lot more by losing than I do winning, so I hope you guys enjoyed that game. That was myself playing Shadowfiend. I hope you learned a lot from it. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to Dotatwocast. Leave a comment below what hero you want to see me doing a VOD of, or what hero guide you want to see next, or what kind of casts you want us to make. Just whatever. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Thanks. Bye.